Stephen Veach here with Vparanormal, and we are here doing a second follow-up investigation at a local business in the southwest suburbs of Illinois. This was a very successful investigation last time, and so we're back here with myself, Robert Veach, Cheryl of Sci Pi Investigation, and one of the business owners herself, Patty. As we were setting up, we've already had some stuff happen that could be potentially paranormal, just like what happened last time we were here, as well as our initial interview session here. Before we even went lights out, we had some interesting things. First off, when we came into the building, Patty opened the doors, and then she went and did something in one of these other rooms, and she thought we'd be able to just come in, but the doors were all locked, and so somehow the doors locked themselves. And so once she saw us out there waiting, she reopened the doors and let us back in. Now we have equipment that we've been setting up, and we've been having some technical difficulties that we do not have when we test these equipment. One of which being that we weren't getting a signal with our monitoring. That's going to be monitoring one of the rooms here. It's going to be monitoring the bathroom, actually. We weren't getting a signal, and suddenly we just started getting a signal. So that's a little bit strange.
One of the things that I had happen is we were talking in the main room in here that the activity room is in, and I could hear a cart being pushed in the kitchen. The door was locked when we opened the door to go in and see. We did test, I tested to see what the noise was and found that it was the cart that made that noise. And that's when we noticed that the lights were on that hadn't been turned on previously.
We also had one of the stall doors open in the women's restroom, and it's interesting because Robert thought I was in there, and I thought he was in there setting up. It's neither one of us.
Right. I actually heard the stall door, and I came out of the door there, and she was asking me if I was in there. So that was kind of unusual to hear a stall door and there's nobody in there. This is another thing that happened. Hello again, Rob Veach from Vparanormal. This is the second time at this local business that we did an investigation, and just like the first time, we got a lot of unusual activity prior to setup where the equipment was being affected. We resolved some of those issues and were able to get things working finally. But some of the activity recently at that location was in the woman's bathroom. So we set up a couple pieces of equipment. We had a laser grid shining on the back of the bathroom and the front also. We had a full spectrum camera going, transmitting the video to a monitor area or base station in another room. And we also had the large piece of equipment, the 22-inch diameter parabolic mirror that shows temperature density changes. We're hoping to have some trigger objects in front of that item and hopefully get some kind of movement in front of that mirror. And that device is called the Parashadow. It's custom to Vparanormal. After post-analysis of all the video footage, we didn't detect any motion in front of that device or any motion in the room at all. During the investigation, we did monitor the audio, as I mentioned, and we did hear some sounds of the stall door opening, as well as at the pre-investigation we heard the stall door opening too. About 20 some minutes into the investigation, we had something interesting happen. The investigator, Cheryl, felt a vibration on her shoulder. At the same time, Patty heard something unusual, and at the same time I got a response on my pieces of equipment that were monitoring the environment, the electromagnetic field, and also at the exact moment Stephen saw a shadow figure on the front door vestibule area in front of that area. Last time we were here, we had some communication on this very equipment right here, And I don't understand the mechanism that you use to communicate. That's what we're trying to learn. But we heard you very, very low volume. So I'm going to give you the opportunity now, if anybody's here, and I'm not addressing anybody in particular, just to scream out as loud as you can your name to us in this area right here, or go in that.
Felt a rumble, and I also thought I heard the men's bathroom door open.
Okay, I just saw a shadow by the door. I think that cat might be. Oh, no, wait. The cat can't get into that vestibule.
No.
I just saw a shadow move out.
No, but like my whole chair just shook.
Oh.
A rumble, almost like you would feel with an earthquake. My chair went like that.
Pulse.
But-
It's got a big pulse too. Right around the same time we got a pulse on this, which wasn't
That was
electrical.
really weird. I swear I saw a dark shadow move across like it was right in this vestibule. And I thought, of course, it's the cat, but then I realized there's a vestibule here.
Yeah, it's not going to be
Right.
able to get in there and be outside. Some energy coming across. So if that was you, thanks. I know it sounds crazy. We keep asking the same thing over and over again. And it's only because we can't see you and we can't really hear you.
Vibrate again?
Yes.
I'm going to show a simulation of what he saw after interviewing him. So what makes it compelling is all the events combined, the detection on the electronics, Stephen seeing the shadow, and Cheryl feeling the vibration, and Patty also hearing something. And Cheryl and I did some investigation, and there was no tremors of any kind in the Illinois area for the last eight months or so. After Stephen saw that shadow move across the floor, we immediately got up and we went outside and we investigated to see if it was any kind of a car or a person by the door. And we tried to recreate that shadow as best we can. We moved our cars and put the headlights on. We tried to create shadows from the outside light, and nothing was anything like that at all. We could not generate a shadow in that area, regardless of what we did with the cars and with the external lights.